Yes, people, what is happening? We're in the big smoke. It's Friday, and I thought I'm going to jump on and do a little kind of a feature for the next couple of days, because we're in the studio today, and then I've got Shelter in Amsterdam tomorrow, which is one of my favourite gigs, to be fair. And I haven't played for 2 months, apart from Fabric last week. I took a bit of time off, so I thought I'd come back and keep myself, make it a bit interesting. I'm travelling alone as well this weekend, which is quite rare these days. I never really do that. So here we go. We're on the way to the studio in London. Not a bad little day. And let's see what we cook up today. Loads to finish, actually. I want to finish some bits for the weekend. Working on so many tunes. I just find finishing tunes is, even after all these years, is really tedious. And it's probably the main thing I struggle with. I'm sure everyone else does as well, to be fair, but let's get stuck in anyway. So we're on track 1 of about 15 we're going to be working on today. I'm just going to spend literally probably 20 to 30 minutes maximum on each track and just get it over the line, because I feel like sometimes you can overcomplicate it, can't you? You know what to do to finish a track, and that's why sometimes I'd come and jump in the studio, because you just hear it in a completely different way, I find, like a different perspective. And when you just sat in the same room all the time, it's just a bit of a slog, isn't it? I always, I lose my marbles if I'm in the same room for months on end working on music. So this is why I've come in here. I've been doing it pretty much every week, to be honest, for most of the year. But we've definitely had a few brews already, because we're on 138 BPM. This is probably the fastest we'll do it today. But it's always just the same, just tying it together. You'll have the groove, and then you just need to make it make sense, basically.
Don't stop, and we won't stop, and we won't stop, and we won't stop.
Really random on this, but what I'm finding really sorts my tunes out is if I've got a groove that sounds all right, you know, you've got your kick drum, your clap, some hats, right? Something that always makes it sound more complete, I find, is sticking a top loop on. Like, I'm finding myself doing that today, because in my studio at home, I've been working on it and it sounds really good and everything. But then it's like you bring it into a studio and you just notice, I could have done this at home and realised it, but I generally don't monitor that loud at home. So when you turn it up, basically, you realise that just by sticking a top loop on your drums, it makes such a massive difference. Like, I've already saved a few tunes. It just gives it that energy. It takes it to the next level, especially if you're going to be mixing the tunes out. But yeah, food for thought for any producers listening. Give it a go, because I feel like sometimes your tracks just, they sound nearly done. You stick a top loop on, some percussive loop, and it just fucking sorts it out straight away. Probably shouldn't advise that, because people would probably say you need to be making all your own sounds and everything, but yeah, stick a loop on and it'll sort it out. This little plugin has got to be the most used plugin that I have literally got. It is unreal. I pretty much use it on everything that's percussion related. I don't know how I actually made my drums before I found this thing, because it just makes everything sound good. So if you haven't already got it, definitely check it out. It's sick. Probably stating the obvious here, right? But sometimes when you really crank the tunes up, obviously if you play it out in a club, you're going to notice straight away. But what I love to do is really listen to what you've been working on really loud, and you just because I produce it so quiet, when I'll come in and listen to it loud, you just instantly hear exactly what needs doing. I find, like, for example, when I'm listening to this breakdown I've been working on at home, it's like there's no bottom end in the break, so it loses a lot of energy. But by simply just putting a few impact sounds and maybe a rise and nothing too over the top, it's just going to fill out all the frequencies, and it's not going to like sound completely empty. And like those little subtle things I think makes such a big difference, like especially before the drop. Got a little bit of white noise here, but I'm going to just basically just put a few little impact sounds in. It's probably going to tie this track together and just make it sound more finished, because you can always tell when something's not, just doesn't feel finished. We found the impact. Here she is. Listen to this. I'll be honest, I've just got that straight off Splice. You know, you can make something like that on Serum, but I'm just literally putting the final little touches to this tune, so I'm not like going to spend ages programming shit. I just want to get the little things that just need kind of adding to get these tracks over the line, because I find that that's often the case. You've got the groove down that you've made, you know, you captured it in that moment of time, and rather than overproducing it and just crowbarring as many different sounds in there, which I used to always do, now I'm just gonna almost like accept it's not you know, if it's got, sometimes it might have little mistakes in, and I quite like that these days. I'm not like trying to make this super polished, you know, completely perfect tune. Not that any of my stuff ever has been or will be. But yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I just want these tunes to sound good. Sonically, I'm really happy with them. That's the main thing as well. And then just make them, you feel like it's finished rather than you tell yourself it's finished. You just kind of know. It's like a feeling, isn't it? But what a difference that little frequency makes to this tune. That was the thing that needed doing. What I've been doing as well recently is I'll make a track, put it on my SoundCloud, private link, I'll listen to it. I like to listen to them while I'm running and stuff like that, different, like in different environments to what you've made it. And then I'll start making notes for it. And then when I get back in, I just know these notes, and it just makes your life so much easier, because it's almost like a little checklist. I know each track that I'm working on today, what it needs. Or what I think it needs, but then I'll come in and I'll always hear something else. So yeah, it's a good little way of working that I find. What's a bit of a game changer for me, using this Sound ID reference. What I've been doing is like wearing a pair of headphones, and you can pick any headphone that you've got, and it takes the EQ of what the headphones added. So if you pop it on and activate it, ultimately you're going to get a really flat signal. And I feel like you can get such a better mix down doing this. I've had it for so long and I've never used it, and I've been using it recently. I feel like my mix downs have come on so much better, and you know, they kind of translate onto different systems so much better as well, just by using this. So if you can, definitely check it out. I think they've got a demo as well. It's so sick, honestly. Give it a go. It's I've always assumed that I didn't need that, but since I've been using it, I think it's just helped loads. Sick little plugin. Really realised as well doing tunes is, through the Constant Studio, and we're doing feedback and, you know, listening to a lot of tunes and you know, bouncing ideas back and forth of how to finish a track. And what I realise is pretty much everyone must struggle with the same thing, them final little touches to a tune, like the little 10, 15, 20%, things that just fill in the gaps. And what I've found is by you know, chatting to other people about that, I've really figured out a good way of just doing that, and it's always just a case of finding little subtle layers to fill out the breaks. And like, you know, this track for example, all I've added is this little sound in the break, and without that it just sounds empty. Listen to that. But we've just filled out the frequency, and like it keeps the energy up. So it's such a little small thing, but I feel like them little percentages is what gets my tunes finished.
You are sleeping. You are sleeping.
This tune has been doing my head in because I've been sat on it for ages and I just haven't been able to finish it because I just didn't know what it needed, right? And what I've been doing on a lot of these tunes today is just like putting a little atmospheric sound in the background, right? Listen to that. Like a little bit spooky, but it's so subtle you don't even really hear it, right? But it just makes a massive difference, especially in these breakdowns. If I play it now with this in.
I love only shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. I love only shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. I love only shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. I love only shoot them.
It just sounds so much more finished now. Also, just doing the old little top loop trick as well. This little thing on top picks it right up. So yeah, I guess if you're a producer and you want to get them last little 5-10%, just try cheeky top loop, a little bit of atmosphere. You'd be amazed at how much it helps just get your tunes done. I'm doing that with pretty much all these today, just to get them over the line. Especially when you're filling in the gaps, like the breakdowns for me are usually the ones that I need to work on. As well, you just fade it in and out, and it just gives it some kind of movement. Yeah, so it's hardly rocket science, but getting these tunes that have been driving me mad over the line and done, so I just forget about them. We are cooked 8 hours. Proper good stint that. Didn't get everything done as per, but we went at it, and oh man, wired to bits. Always neck too many coffees and just end up tweaking out by the end of the day. Look at the state of me. Get me out of this fucking room, but managed to do it, man. Must say, making tunes, I love it, but sometimes it just does your head in at the same time. Like it can just you can just feel like you get nowhere sometimes, but managed to make quite a bit of progress. Probably worked on about 8 tunes in the end, 8-9 tunes. So definitely wrapped quite a few up. But the main point of getting in today was to just like finish a load of loose ends. And to be fair, managed to do that. So I feel like always feel like you could do a bit more, but I'll just get back in here next week. But yes, get me out this fucking room. Down, we've been chipping away on this little idea for a little bit now, but I'm sick of it. I don't know what it needs. Typical, get so far into it and then sometimes you just need to walk away, step away from it, leave it alone, come back, and then I'm sure tomorrow I'll know what it needs, but just needs something to make it stand out, I think. Happy with the groove though. record, I think. But yeah, I wanted to give my Instinct album a little plug, a little cheeky plug. It came out in about 5 weeks ago. It's yeah, really buzzing with the reception and like how it was perceived and who supported it, and yeah, good little stepping stone onto the next kind of set of music really that's all lined up for the end of the year. So I'm buzzing to finally share that. I was obviously in the studio yesterday and the plan was to finish loads of tracks for tonight, but I didn't get round to a lot of like the more houseier stuff. I did a few bits, so I've definitely got like 2 or 3 to play, but a lot of it was kind of more Instinct stuff, and I probably wouldn't play that tonight because I don't want to scare everyone off. It's more of a house lineup, so you've got to kind of yeah, hold back on certain vibes, I think, in a situation like tonight, if it's a Burnski gig basically. Right, we are going back at it. I'm going to try and finish this little idea off. Yeah, buzzing to play. I'm playing 4:30. I've never done that slot, you know, and yeah, I think I played at Shelter about 4 times now, and it's always sick, man. But I've never played this slot, so I'm going to start going through some more tunes now and just make sure I'm proper tooled up. and dusted. That's the wrap. We're off home, and yeah, such a sick gig. So good to play again, Shelter. It's in the top 3, maybe the top 2. Yeah, definitely looking forward to coming back again one day. It's always just such a good gig, and I realised how much I've missed that. Just playing tunes, especially at that time. I love playing late. Everyone's just mashed and in the zone, and yeah, on to the next.